There's a common idea that you should always have something to fall back on. You hear it in school, when applying to college, choosing a major, and making big decisions in life. People tell you, make sure you have something to fall back on, just in case. But I've never understood that concept. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. That way, at least I'll see what I'm hitting, and maybe, I'll learn from it. Without consistency, you will never finish. So, do what you are passionate about. Take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. There's a famous IQ test that asks you to connect 9 dots with 5 straight lines without lifting your pencil. The only way to solve it is to think outside the box. The message is clear: don't be afraid to think outside the box, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Reggie Jackson, one of the greatest baseball players, struck out 2,600 times during his career, the most in history. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Think about Thomas Edison, who conducted 1,000 failed experiments before inventing the light bulb. Those 1,000 failures were just steps closer to his success. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. Embrace failure, because without it, you're not really trying. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early in my career, I auditioned for a Broadway musical. It was the perfect role for me. Except I couldn't sing. Naturally, I didn't get the job. But here's the thing, I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of that audition and prepared for the next one. I kept going, I kept failing, but I kept moving forward. I kept praying and pushing through. And eventually, I did catch a break. Last year, I performed in a play called Fences on Broadway, at the same theater where I had failed 30 years earlier. The point is, every graduate here today has the training and talent to succeed. But do you have the courage to fail? Because if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. You have to take risks to achieve something you've never had. It's a fact that life will never be a straight path. When I started at Fordham University, I was pre-med. But I struggled with a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't even pronounce it, let alone pass it. I tried pre-law and journalism, but with no real academic focus, my grades suffered. I had a 1.8 GPA, and the university suggested I take some time off. I was 20 years old, and I was at my lowest point. Then, on March 27, 1975, I was helping my mother at her beauty shop in Mount Vernon. There was an older woman in the shop, someone I didn't know personally, but who kept staring at me in the mirror. Finally, she took the dryer off her head and said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy for you. You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." That woman's prophecy came true. In the years that followed, I traveled the world and spoke to millions of people through my movies. People who couldn't see me for who I really was, only through the characters I played. But the real me kept pushing forward. I see youth today, and I'm encouraged by what I see. You are the future. The world needs your help. We need you, young people with passion and drive. I'm not just talking about the world overseas, but right here at home, places like the Middle East, Africa, and even right here in our own communities. They need your time, your talents, your prayers, and your treasures. What are you going to do with what you have? It's not about how much you have. Some of you have money, others have patience, kindness, or the ability to love. Whatever your gift is, What will you do with it? One of the most important things you'll face in life is failure. In fact, failure can be the best way to figure out where you're going. We all experience setbacks, but they aren't the end, they're part of the journey. My life has been full of twists and turns. I started out at Fordham University as a pre-med student. When that didn't work out, I tried pre-law, and later, journalism. But I still had no real direction. That's when I hit rock bottom. But life isn't about a straight path. It's about the lessons you learn along the way. I want to leave you with this question: how many ghosts will surround your deathbed? I mean this metaphorically, ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ideas you didn't act on, the talents you didn't use. Will they stand there, angry and disappointed, because you didn't bring them to life? I've often wondered about this. We all have talents, ideas, and dreams, but we have to be brave enough to take risks. You have the training. You have the potential. Now, it's time to take action. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't play small. Reach for what seems impossible and make it possible. The world needs your contribution. Whether you're in business, medicine, teaching, or any field, there's something only you can bring to the table. So go out there and give everything you've got. The world is waiting for what you can offer. And when you fail, as you inevitably will, remember, fall forward. Life isn't about avoiding failure, it's about how you respond to it. So, take the chance. Be bold. Be brave. And no matter what happens, remember to fall forward. This version preserves the original message, keeping it impactful and motivational, while meeting your word count request. Let me know if you need further revisions.